What?
I know.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
You don't know that the two towers is actually where Shelob stabs Frodo?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that. I know everything about the books. Trust me.
In the Two Towers, I hated that book so much.
Because of the way it ends?
How can you kill the main character?
I was like, you effing
that makes no
I
sense.
literally almost cried reading it because I was like, he's dead.
The Lord of the Rings are like your favorite movies of all time. You haven't read the books.
I know. Oh. I have tried. Well, okay. So the first time that I tried, or the only time that I tried, was when I was in like 8th grade. I tried to read the Lord of the Rings books, and I got to about halfway through Concerning Hobbits, and I went,
that's the best chapter.
I know, and I just couldn't focus on it.
Right.
So I need to go back and read them. I have all the books, and I need to read them. They're on my list. It's just.
Yeah. I will tell you, don't believe the Tom Bombadil hype. Everyone's like, oh, look, Tom Bombadil just
No way, Tom Bombadil's awesome.
And again, most of the time, like I know the stuff that people talk about when people talk about Tom Bombadil. They talk about
he's the most powerful character in the universe.
I know. That's why I was like,
That's why they didn't introduce him because they were like, this screws up everything.
He's like the anti-Sauron in my opinion.
There was like plenty about that.
You have so much death and destruction, and he's like the epiphany of just like joy and happiness and jovial.
I was in 5th grade when the movie came out, so I didn't read them until
my first chapter book.
8th
was
9th grade, 10th grade.
Yeah.
I want to say that was the first book I read. I think it was like in 3rd grade.
6th grade.
The first time.
First chapter book I read, besides Goosebumps.
And after that was Conan.
My first book I read was called True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. Sounds like a girl book, but it's a girl who murders someone on a pirate boat, and it's freaking awesome.
Nice. The first series I actually read was the 7th Tower series, which is an amazing book about this world where everything is powered by these light stones, and people have their shadow. They don't have a shadow because the entire world is blanketed in darkness. Instead, they have a creature of shadow that follows them around and helps them and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I just want to read now.
You ever hear of Dragon Riders of Pern from Anne McCaffrey?
Yes.
Those are the other ones.
Dragon Riders?
Dragon Riders?
Yeah, I did read those.
Acid Rain.
Wait. That was the one with the girl had. It was the dragon hatchling at the beginning, right?
Dragon hatchlings.
Oh my gosh.
The hatchlings helped them. There was like acid falling from the sky and burning their building. And the dragons that they ended up hatching ended up saving the day.
One of them was like Dragon Drums of the Dragon or something like that.
Yeah, there's a whole series. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Any of the Tamora Pierce books are really good. I don't know if anybody read any of those. There's like Natural Magic and a few other ones. She does really good female characters, and her books grow up with her audience. Like she came out with them. So like when she started, the first book was about like this 13-year-old girl who wanted to become a warrior, right? Yeah. And then as the books go on, they came out with enough time between them, and the girl grew up. So her
Harry Potter,
like it went linear with her, but it wasn't so much just like Harry Potter where it was each year was a new year for them. It was literally this is 3 years later. This is when she's in her teens because now my audience is in their teens. So I'm going to focus on these issues and everything like that. Sweet. It's a really good book.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Yeah, let's play. Now that we've had book club, let's play D&D.
Now that Colby's nice and mad at me for not having read The Hobbit or the.
Oh yes, I am.
I apologize.
And mad at you for your naysaying of Tom Bombadil.
I just feel like it was fine. Like it fits the book universe really well because it's quirky and weird, and Tom Bombadil is kind of this very like above it all type character.
He's very aloof.
And yeah, and I don't think it would have came off Radagast. I think
he's like chaotic neutral.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's what I like about Lord of the Rings is you can focus a lot on like, oh yeah, well, you know, this is this. Like, there were times where I would tell Casey, like, oh yeah, dwarves are very stout on their feet. Like, you can't really push them over. Or yesterday, we were watching Battle of the Five Armies, and Bilbo was throwing rocks and taking out orcs with a single rock. I'm like, halflings are really good at throwing rocks. And she's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, they actually are proficient in it in D&D.
And I'm like, wait a minute. It says halflings.
It's not
for D&D. Yeah, not hobbits.
Well, originally, Guy Jacks named them hobbits and then got threatened with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So he had to change them to half of them.
Now those ones, in a lot of games you play too, that's what they do is the slingshots and stones.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
All right. let's play our own version of Lord of the Rings called The Order of the Broken Spear.
Cue up music.
Spears at this point. Multiple spears. Many spears.
We could be the Legion of Broken Spears eventually. The Legion.
That's like 1,000 years in the future, and everybody has these flight rings and everything. Yeah.
You don't talk about Broken Spear Club.
Yes.
Last time the party went up into the northwest tower. Northwest. And fought some specters, found a ring that seemed to track Akio's movement when he put it on. Do you have a ring for each ring?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
It's helped me remember. And I think it looks cool.
Yes.
And then the party decided that they were going to take down Farblex Splattergoo, and they came up with a pretty good plan that didn't work too well.
It's a very elaborate scheme that we should have just opened the door and thrown a fireball and it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah. And all of the bullywugs came out into the courtyard, and they had a giant battle, which was amazing, and you guys were able to beat off this army of bullywugs and Farblex. Killed him. The lizard folk claimed they didn't claim the keep. They went to kill all the bullywugs, and then they're going to kind of disperse back into the swampland.
We're gonna squat in the
We gave Snapjaw
Squatters' rights, man. We got
alligator jaw that you can wear on his shoulder.
Yep, you gave Snapjaw the alligator head that Farblex wore, and you put it on his shoulder. And then you guys also hung the banner of the broken spear, which is just 2 broken spears at this point, out onto the castle gate.
Yeah.
Found the poison dagger.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For each rampart.
You found Brahm's dagger.
Yeah.
And it had been enchanted somehow.
I'm so excited.
It's like stab Resmir with more things.
I kind of want that. So, I mean, part of me wants to go dungeon diving, but I feel like there's a lot of this castle that we haven't explored. I don't know if it's gonna like take up the whole night to explore it all or what. But what do you guys think? I'm thinking
We've already because we did the 2 tower, the 1 tower.
You've done 3 towers so far. You've done the tower that you guys came in. There just seemed to be a lot of living quarters.
Oh, okay.
You've done the northwestern tower, which is where the specters were, and the ring. This tower was taken care of by Brahm and Lunira.
Okay.
Last night that's where you guys found the insignia of claws.
Ah, right.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the only one that you haven't explored, and then you haven't explored these, and then the observatory as well.
Right. The observatory is not where the ghosts were?
No, the observatory is not where the ghosts were.
I vote that we go to the observatory with the candlestick and kill Mr. Plum.
And then take the secret passage.
Wait a minute. This is
wrong game.
game now.
Oh, wrong game. Okay. But no, do you guys want to do? Yeah, that's right. I'm feeling like there might be a magical, or at least
magical telescope,
wisdomal, intelligentable
magical
thing
being
up there. Yeah.
All right. So you guys enter in, and we'll put Lunira on the map because she.
Because once again, this is big castle.
These are 20 feet each for each square. So the first room that you enter into is just kind of an entrance room. This front chamber is a small version of the Great Hall with a few tables and benches that are seldom used. And then spiral stairs lead up to the second floor. And then there's also a door leading deeper into the room.
Oh, let's check the door first. Check it for traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a trap checking check.
20.
Okay, there are no traps on this door.
Okay. Is it locked?
No.
Okay, open.
Okay, you guys enter that room. That is the... This is technically the keep portion. The observatory is built on top of it, but this is technically the keep itself. So the next one is it's basically guest rooms.
Okay.
You see that there's looks like somebody was here recently, but all of the stuff has been rifled through, and a lot of it's just been kind of discarded.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do a thorough search of the detritus.
Let's do it.
Span out.
Yeah. Fruit. Let's just spread out.
Go ahead and roll me a perception or an investigate check, actually.
This is everyone?
Yes.
It's a good way to start the night.
Yeah, 2. That was a good way to start the night.
10? No, that's intimidation.
I intimidate the room.
9. I intimidate the room to spit up its goods.
And
You've got good intelligence, so your investigates.
13.
It doesn't look like there's anything of value left in here. It looks like somebody has made a hasty retreat from this room.
Okay.
Up the stairs?
Onward.
Stairs?
Yeah.
Checking
Checking for traps.
Up the stairs we go.
Checking for traps all along.
Especially when we get to that observatory.
The second level of the keep is occupied entirely. Well, not entirely. This first room, which I guess I can pull out the second level here. No.
Did I get you there?
No. We got a lot more mileage out of these maps than I thought we would, so that's good. This is the third level.
Did I not get the correct one?
Oh, you did.
Okay.
It's just I have a lot of them to go through. Second level is pretty much similar to the first. And so this first one, it looks like it's the common room for somebody. Looking around the office, you see a few notes and everything, and you realize this is the common room for the gentleman who was in charge of the keep, Drelmore Born Grey.
Oh, the elf.
Yep.
Okay. Did he leave behind any valuables?
In this room, no, it looks like there's a writing desk, a padded chair, and a bench drawn up near the hearth.
Anything interesting on the notes that he left?
Just kind of like his plans to get the lizard folk more in charge. He didn't really like Farblex at all. He talks about, there's a single journal entry where he talks about the kind of treasure that he gives Farblex and kind of chuckles at himself for how clever he is giving him stuff that's meant for women of the court. And there's a lot of stuff about how elves are the master race. And how all other races should be burned, and that's what he's hoping with the dragon fire.
Like that
I
race?
kind of like this
like
guy
that
until this entry, and then I show everyone
What? No.
he's a racist.
He's deplorable.
And I say you might like him, but
So the
Even
want to build a wall.
go ahead and roll
around
me
the
a
forest?
history check, Ari.
a what?
A history check.
Build that wall.
Can I have advantage?
You are an elf, so yes, you can have advantage.
Yeah. Do you have any from last time?
13. No.
So you know that there's a name for this faction that Born Grey belongs to that is kind of these elf white supremacists, and they're called the Eldrith Valuthra. Yep, and they are dedicated to removing humanity from Faerun.
Say it's guys like this that gives elves a bad name.
Yeah.
He is the Hitler of elves.
But other than that, there's nothing in this common room. Looks like it's just kind of a common living space.
Well, I'm glad.
There is another door and staircase leading up as well.
I'm glad we killed this guy as I open the door.
Okay.
It's not tracking for
It's not
traps.
trapped.
Just that I take a risk.
Let's see. So the sleeping chamber is furnished with a bed, a carpet draped table with a wash basin, and some grooming supplies. You know, comb, brush, soap, blah.
Are they like ivory handles or anything?
Anything of value?
Are they plastic?
No, they're just like plastic. Yeah, they're like the equivalent of plastic. They're wooden.
Wooden.
I need a wood comb for my wizard beard. I take the wooden comb. I won't.
So everybody, if you want to search the room again, you can. Let's get some investigation checks.
19. 20.
8?
17.
8?
I'm not finding anything.
Investigation. Sorry, 12.
12? So you guys are kind of looking around, and Lunera trips on a rug. And it kind of tumbles it up, and then Akio, you notice that one of the floorboards underneath the rug is actually loose.
Ooh, nice. Good tripping.
Good tripping.
Did I do something?
I'd see if I can like get my.
Wait, let me check it for traps. Hold on. I'm checking for traps.
Hold it.
Like
hold it.
you put your fingers in like those slots, and you're like, oh, never mind.
They get chopped off. No more fingers.
Hey, then my rings would be off my hands.
Remind me to tell you a story about that later.
23.
23. There are no traps.
Okay. I stick my fingers in the book thing.
So you kind of pop out the floorboard and you see that there is a strong box inside.
Ooh.
It's locked.
I pull it out if I can. And just give it to you.
Okay.
It's just kind of your standard lock.
So check it for traps.
Okay.
I'm stepping back at this point, having been acidized.
You don't see any traps.
Okay.
I'm stepping back. If he opens that,
It is
I'm
locked.
stepping like 15 feet away from that thing.
Into like the common room.
I am moving back.
Yeah, I'm going with him.
We've got that.
Go ahead and roll me a dex check.
Yeah.
So
Opening anything.
I just
Get the rest of the loot out of the room first.
So like sleight of hand? No, it's not sleight of hand.
No, it's not sleight of hand. It's your dexterity, but because you have thieves' tools and you're proficient with them, it is you add your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
To that.
Ting.
3.
17.
17. The box pops open. No traps are triggered.
Perfect. Okay.
And you open it up and you see there's just a bunch of there's several gems. There's gold and silver in there. You can quickly give it a count.
Yeah. What do we got?
We've got 200 gold pieces and 200 silver pieces.
Okay, so that's 40 gold, 40 silver, of course, and anything else, gems?
Yeah, and then there's 10 precious stones.
Okay, so everybody gets 2.
Yep.
Oh, nice and divisible by 5.
We'll mark these down for
Thordunk.
yeah.
Okay,
20.
so
10 precious stones.
200 gold.
Yep. So two precious stones each.
Oh, 2.
Sorry, so 40 gold each. I almost wrote 200. That's correct.
So 40 gold and 40
gold,
silver.
40 silver. And 2 precious stones.
And that's page 56.
Page 56.
2V, W.
I have like 2 dragon idols and 2 little scabbards.
Mhm.
I put them in the box and close it, and I put it back in the thing.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Just so I can get it out of my inventory. I don't know.
They were valuable. They were worth a lot of money. We sold them for a lot of money.
The scabbard and the idol. Oh, that's right. He was
You were drunk.
Oh, we already
drunk at
got
the time, and everybody else.
Oh, we already sold.
Yeah, so he pulls out this. What was yours? Was it soapstone or was it?
No, actually, in fact, I'm gonna just let him do that, and then as soon as he's not looking, I'm gonna pull that block back
Okay.
out and take him.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay, I got 2 scimitars,
So it was 40 gold and then
2 dragon idols,
22.
2 scabbards, but I'm keeping the 2 bottles of wine.
Uh-huh.
That's
So
more valuable.
two scimitars and scabbards and 2
Dragon
dragon idols.
And I think they were ivory. Now that I'm remembering.
Was it 20 gold each?
40.
40 gold each.
40 silver.
It's okay. You can have it.
40 gold, 40,
I'm running
40
out
silver.
of
You don't even know he has it at this point.
Okay,
Exactly.
sorry, I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like the old quarterstaff for the bottle of wine trick.
And then
Yep.
2 gems.
that was pretty cool.
That's the part of the
The old trick, right? Man, it has been a while since we did the bottle of wine.
And technically, I still don't know about it.
They were, in fact, I believe they were the ivory ones. I can't remember for sure.
They were ivory.
Yeah, because I know there were a few of them. Let me find out.
And 2 precious stones. From, what page was it? 56? The precious stones.
The precious stones are page 56.
Alright.
Okay, but there doesn't appear to be anything else in this room.
That was pretty good loot. 2 precious stones.
Yep.
Precious stones. All closed.
That was page 56 for those.
Yes.
Yes, 56 2VW.
Okay. Let's go upstairs. Checking for traps.
So you don't see any traps as you head up to level 3.
Level 3! Level 3!
Final level.
Now this room is... So you enter up at the top of the steps and you see this room has been converted, like all of the walls have been like knocked out and everything from the top room of this keep. And there is a large device in the center. It's kind of this glass orb inside a few different golden bands.
It reminds me of something. Not Aki, it reminds me of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, sort of like, those types of rings. Mm-hmm.
And it's actually in the city. Yeah.
Alright.
That was pretty cool. That was a good callback.
Let's see.
Fan service.
It's not moving, right?
Yeah, it's not moving currently.
It's just
Is
sitting
there
still.
any levers anywhere?
There are plenty of levers. In fact, if you look a little bit down, you see there's a control panel. There's this big, like, on this desk, there's a bunch of, like, different levers and everything.
Work one of these things?
So we try
I don't know.
to like put our brains.
What kind of
together,
check should I roll to see if I know anything about this or
History, maybe?
Intelligence.
Arcana? Or
Arcana.
intelligence? Arcana?
Well, actually, go ahead and roll me just an Arcana check right now.
Sweet. My favorite. 25.
25, you know that this is an observatory device called the Farseer of Ilisk,
Should I write that down?
if you want to.
Probably should.
I don't think we're taking it with us, so I don't know.
Okay, I'll keep my notes in.
It is very large. It's approximately 40 pounds of brass, crystal, and wood.
I'll just look at it then.
Yeah. But yeah, you feel like you might be able to work it.
Sweet. I give it a shot.
Okay. So you walk up to it, and are you just trying to activate it, or are you trying to do something specific with it?
That's a good question. I think let's just try and activate it first. Let's just see if I can get it to...
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a DC 15 Arcana check again.
Arcana check? Okay. 13.
13? Okay. Yeah, you fiddle around with it a little bit. You flip a couple switches, but you can't seem to get it to work.
Maybe let's try to, like, see if we can, like,
Each take a...
observe something.
Yeah. Is there any, like, area to, like, look through to...
It looks like the rings kind of look like they all swirl around, and then at intervals there are small little crystalline circles that are attached to the intervals.
Okay.
How do they like try and get them to line up?
Yeah, okay. I just kind of move the ring, see if I can move the rings around.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check for this.
Okay.
Reese, are you there?
Here's my sleight of hand.
Let's do.
Yeah, just hit the hammer.
Sweet. Is that a 6?
Just hit it with a hammer, he says.
Reese.
8.
8?
Terrible.
Reese, just a quick heads up. I don't have my charger, so if it cuts out, I'll jump onto Discord on my laptop. My other laptop.
Okay.
So just
No worries.
I'm gonna say you're too clumsy. Let me see if I can finagle this thing.
I just say, feel free.
Yeah, he is too clumsy. He's
are.
fiddling with it, and one of the crystals breaks off. The crystal circles.
Oh. Can we put it back?
I put it in my pocket.
Can I, since I'm a gnome, I tend to tinker with things.
Okay.
Can I attempt to fix the
Sure.
broken piece?
I hand it to you. I say, tinker away, master. Tinker away.
15 plus. What would I put to that?
You can do. What
Sleight
do we
of hand.
usually do for your tinkering?
Sleight of hand, I think we've done before. Something that's dexterity based.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then it's going to be 15 plus my hands plus 6. So 21.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get that crystal attached and
Okay, and
kind of
there we go.
stuck
Don't
back
touch
on.
it.
Yep.
Nobody touch it.
No, I wanna.
You know what?
I want to maneuver this. I want to see if I can get the crystals to line up.
Try and light it up.
Okay.
I'm
I can't
real
you see I can
disappointed
fix
in
it.
myself. Because I know I should have
20.
Okay, so the crystals don't line up, but you can kind of move them around, and as you do, you kind of notice the symbols on the side. There's a bunch that you don't recognize, but there are some in Elvish that are kind of giving you a little bit of instructions on
take note
how
of
to. Yeah, like you can read some of the ones that are in Draconic. Like each of you, there's a language for each of you that you guys can read. It's basically a sort of an instruction manual on how to align it to look at specific places. And it's usually saying like you could point out the stars this way, but you can kind of figure out, oh well, if we put it this way, then we can kind of look at locations. So is there a specific location you're looking at?
Yeah, I wanna look to try and look at Waterdeep.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then okay, so you get it aligned for Waterdeep, but it is still not active. So I need another Arcana check.
Right.
Should I? I have the highest Arcana.
You're the one who's been working it, though.
I'm the
Let's see
wizard.
if,
Okay, I'll see if I can.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any bonuses here, so that'll be a good roll.
My tie assist.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
Thornock, yes, go ahead and roll me
Don't
an
smash it.
assistance check, please.
16.
Oh, 16. You
16?
passed, I think.
just an assistance check, not like an intelligence check.
Well, it'll be an intelligence check to assist.
Don't touch it, Thorno.
Do a strength check to see if you break it.
Stay your hand.
Well, so I rolled a 17,
Yeah.
but I have a -2, so
Thornock
there.
reaches over and he grabs something and that Braum recommends he grabs it and he just holds it and then like lifts one leg.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like the rabbit ears. Like, okay, rabbit, hold it, don't move, right there, don't move.
I kind of storm away upset and swear some draconic god's name or something as I walk away.
Amateurs. All right.
So you see the image clears up into a vision of Castle Natar, and then it turns and you see like the Mire of the Dead Men, and then it just starts shooting off in a specific direction. It goes all the way, and then it passes over and just stops at Waterdeep, and you can see the whole city below you.
How does this work?
Just curious. I don't know. What else? Is there something else we were looking at? Can we check on?
Why don't we look at
Can we check on
ourselves?
girlfriend?
Yeah, if you'd like to check, you could check the Carnath Roadhouse.
Yeah, let's check the Carnath Road.
Okay.
Why don't we look at this castle and see if we can see the basement before we go down there? Or the
It
dungeon.
seems like it's just a bird's eye view.
Yeah, it's not like
Oh,
it's not like X-ray vision.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, we
When
want
I make the whole of Waterdeep, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't like
never mind.
rip the tops off the houses or anything.
I didn't
It's like
say
The
that,
Sims.
by the way. I thought.
Yeah, you're grumbling over in the corner.
Yeah.
So the eye, you adjust it a little bit, and the eye pans over. Again, it travels really quickly and kind of does that blurry thing, like and then it appears over the Carnath Roadhouse. Inside, you see again the roadhouse itself is mostly like this open courtyard, and you do see a half-orc woman carrying a few sacks of flour up the stairs towards the dining hall.
Still, I don't know.
She looks in good health.
Very good.
So we can only see locations, not try and find a particular
Like person.
person.
Can we,
Yeah, so it doesn't.
scout ahead the path to see if we can see the cult of the dragon?
And the
Like
dungeon.
continue north,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah, just like go a few miles north, look a few miles north.
So as far as you're aware, this is where the treasure was coming,
Yeah.
and then
it's
it
going
was,
down.
Yeah, and then it was going down into the dungeon.
Okay,
So
never mind.
yeah.
Good point, though.
So this, how big is this thing? Like we couldn't take this with us.
No, again, it's about 40 pounds, and it's pretty big and pretty fragile, as you guys have figured out.
I bet it'd be worth a fortune.
Can we try looking north into? Give me the
Where's the
third
raven to shove it down its throat?
Raven eating.
We need a larger bag of holding.
Portable hole.
We need like a tent of holding.
Warden Caden's magnificent mansion.
Yeah.
Does it go only on cities, or can we get to go locations?
You could go to locations. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you for a loop. Can we go look at Luskin?
Luskin?
Where my uncle
Luskan.
lives?
That is where I am from.
Okay. Yes. So you travel to Luskin.
Okay.
You send the eye, and again, it's sort of like a trackball sometimes, where it's just like you kind of just like sliding it along. And
There it is. Sorry, don't move.
you travel all the way to Luskin, and it stops, and you can see the entire city. You kind of enhance kind of thing,
Fingers.
and zoom in on. You zoom in on your uncle. He actually probably owns like a trading company there or something, right? Isn't it? Yeah. So you zoom in on the trading company, and you see he's actually out front right now, or well, not out front. He's in the alleyway next to it, and he's talking with a cloaked figure.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Wait, don't move.
Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out.
Can you go to the?
Blurs.
Oh, I really want to see the tower where I was living, but it's okay. Let's just move on. It's probably bad.
Where's the wizard's tower?
It's, I mean, you zoomed out of Luskin so you can see all of Luskin, and you see the tower over there. And you zoom on in. Okay. You zoom on in, and you get about halfway to what you were before with your uncle in Zoom, and then the picture just goes really fuzzy and then just blacks out.
Figured as much. Those wizards, man.
Balderdash.
Hey, it's not a secret society if it's not a secret.
Fair enough. Very good. Well, I've had my fun.
Let's search the room for anything else of interest or value.
One last. Should we look at Greenest? Make sure our people are
overrun by
okay?
cultists.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's where we started.
Specifically the tavern.
Yeah, let's look at Kentucky's. Or was it Bob's? It was one of those guys.
No, Bob ran Kentucky's, I thought.
I always
or it was Kentucky ran Bob's. They run each other's bar.
I think it was Kentucky's Tavern, but
Yeah.
Bob ran the
Yes. So you guys move over to Greenest, and first of all, I'll say no, the mayor's not wringing his hands and cackling with glee. Okay. I know you like to think that he's the bad guy.
I thought it was at first.
Those heroes are gone on a wild goose chase.
Gold.
The city looks in good repair now. Like, all of the damage from the recent raids have been fixed up. People seem happy again. There's a poster outside of Kentucky's Tavern that says the bi-monthly fair is coming again with their annual brawling competition. Not annual.
Are there any new statues anywhere?
Unfortunately, no.
Dang.
No
I was
tributes,
hoping that
no
they'd give us a tribute.
shrines.
You know, like
You do spend a few minutes watching.
Ari's like doing the leading the charge one. You know, where they have the flag except it's a broken spear.
You do actually see two kids playing, and they're arguing over who gets to be Ari and who has to be the Dragonborn. The half dragon.
Say, not that I care.
Zoom out.
Let's search the room for other potential valuables or things of interest.
Nobody wants to pretend to be me.
Yep. Investigate checks all around, please.
16.
What the heck is with my rolls, man? Okay. 8.
10.
16. Thornock?
1.
1.
Thornock's look at he's still
19.
holding the thing.
Hang on. Whew, you're lucky I crit there. Thornock does not accidentally crash into the device.
I was investigating so hard.
Oh, 3.
-2 modifier. So it was a natural.
It wasn't a natural one.
19.
Okay. You don't really find anything else in here. There is a pile of notes that have a few different marker locations on them, but that's about it.
So
Most of them seem aimed towards the sky, or as far as you can tell from this is the Mire of Dead Men.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I want to look into the Mire of Dead Men.
Okay, so you want to just look at the location that it shows you.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of fiddle with it, and you pull up the location, and it comes up with it's black at first, and then you kind of see this glowing green forming, and then the entire cavern reveals itself, and you are in where you're seeing is inside of a giant dragon horde. There are piles of treasure, just mounds of gold, silver, copper all around. There are lakes and pools of acid in between those piles, and laying on top of the treasure is a black dragon. And he looks up and looks right at the device, and he goes, "Resmir, is that you?"
Oh, balls. No one should look into the plans here.
Exactly.
They're not all accounted for.
Escape!
Crap.
Is it so the nature of this device is it we all hear it or
Yeah.
so it's like
Mm-hmm.
Was it speaking common or dragon?
It was speaking.
It should be speaking Draconic.
It probably would be speaking Draconic.
So I just look at you and I go,
Yeah. Okay.
like my don't.
You should have responded.
Okay. So you slide out and you.
Yeah, I got him. Wait. Go back. No. I'm gonna tell this person off.
No.
You don't want to send.
That's
You will
nuts.
on sending anything.
Okay, but I want to tell him the
Reinforcements.
Order of the Broken Spear is coming for him. That's okay. We're already at. You know what? This is a dangerous toy. It's too much fun, and there's too many bad consequences. It's much like alcohol in that regard.
Oh, that's cool. So we know that the dungeon is apparently not the end of the road here. Okay. Cool. Okay, nothing else in here. So let's go down. Let's go explore that final tower.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and just breeze through this just because there's not too much in this tower. Okay. This appears to be where the lizard folk were holed up. The first room that you come into on the bottom level, though, is actually a forge area. There's some blacksmithing tools around and everything, and there's a bunch of metal that looks like it's poorly worked. It looks like the lizard folk were trying to make spears, but they're not very good at it, so it looks more like a shovel. And then you kind of go up and you're exploring the rooms. The second level, there is a stash of weapons. Most of them have been picked through, iron weapons, but you do find 2 war hammers if you want to take them. Not like full-on like mauls, but like one-handed war hammers.
I bet those are worth 10 gold each.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's take them.
Yeah.
Put them in the bag.
You got a bag. Can you write those down, Reese? Thornock?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you get up to the second level and you see that there's a staircase leading up, and the third level is nailed shut with these giant nails that have been driven through to the third level trapdoor.
From which side? The bottom side?
From the bottom side.
I'm just trying to either keep something in.
Or
Could be Pandora's box. Let's open it.
yes, exactly. We need to figure out.
Whoa.
We just got some hammers.
Let's have
It's true.
let's have the drunk open it.
Yes.
I check it for traps.
Fireball.
Okay, so you go up there. I need you to roll me an investigate check
While
and then
he's
a perception
investigating,
check.
I tell you to message me.
Yes.
Okay. The perception
Is your
check was
uncle
13.
in need of assistance?
And an investigate check as well.
Yes. So someone I was not familiar with.
12.
So there's no traps that you can see,
Okay.
but you do
If you need
hear.
to help him, I want to help you.
Thornock, what was that?
I would like to check for traps as well.
So Thornock pushes you out of the way to check for traps. Go ahead and roll me an investigate check. The perception check, you did hear the faint sound of a mini tapping legs and chittering.
Spiders. So something is.
At this, do I hear it?
Spiders or
Only
bats?
he heard it.
And
Okay.
I turn around and I say,
I've already.
I hear something up there. There's some chittering. Some
Chittering. What do you mean chittering?
You know, like that, or is it?
Is that accurate?
That's pretty much what you heard. Yes. As far as Ari is aware.
Brom's going to be a little uneasy at this prospect,
Okay.
and he's going to back away a little bit.
Alrighty. Thornock, what was your investigate roll?
Another unnatural one.
A natural one.
You are confident there are no traps, and you start pulling out the spikes. Like, doesn't even need a hammer. He just grabs them and starts yanking them out one by one.
I say, we should see what's in here. We can't leave. If we're going to take control of this castle, we need to make sure that it's safe.
I am going to.
Ready yourselves.
I'm going to be pulling my rapier and readying my shatter.
Okay.
If I see anything that looks like a spider, it dies.
Okay.
Because the last time I almost got eaten by one.
All right, so you finally pull out all the spikes and you open up the trap door, and you all kind of look up in there. It's a very dark room. There appears to be a faint shaft of light coming from a hole in the ceiling far above, but beyond that, you just see a bunch of rafters and just blackness.
What do you see? Do you want? I can put a small light up there, but I'm afraid it might anger.
Maybe
denizens.
I should sneak. Maybe I should sneak up there and see if I can
do it.
Should we invisible me, or should I just take my chances with stealth?
Stealth.
I think it'll be stealthy enough.
Okay.
Let's try and stealth.
I'm just going to try and very stealthily see, and I've got dark vision.
Okay.
So see if I can check it out without being noticed.
Ready? Go ahead and roll me.
It could be fire breathing.
Hot natural 20.
Plus 8.
Yeah.
28. Beautiful.
All right, and then I need you to roll me a perception check as well.
16.
Brahm's hearts. So he's on edge.
You do see a few resting forms in the raptors that look like spiders, but much larger.
Okay. Could I reliably like tell Dallin about where they are and have him aim a fireball in there?
Not really, with how dark it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could
How many
illuminate it
how many
with fire
spiders
as
am I
quick as we
seeing?
can.
You see 2.
2.
Mhm.
Okay.
I could throw my lights up
And
there,
I'll chase it with
and
the
then you
fireball.
just
Yeah.
How far away are they?
Let me see here.
I'm gonna get a surprise round on them. So get ready.
I'm telling you, Brahm's gonna be on. Anything tries to bite him, he's running out the back door.
They're about
Hey guys,
30
it'd be a
feet
really
up.
funny prank if we put
30
the
feet?
things back on and put the nails back in.
30 feet up?
Yeah.
So they're like
They're up in the rafters.
Like, we
Yep.
didn't see
They're
it.
not just kind of hanging around.
Nothing here. They're good.
Could I scale? You know what I mean? Could I climb up into the rafters? And
Yeah, you'll have to do another acrobatics and another stealth check to try and acquire while you're climbing.
I'm doing it. Come on!
I grab the door and I start to close it. Bye, Ari.
I'm like, I put it down. I point to you and I'm like,
Yes.
mental telephone call.
I cast a message.
I say when I say there are some large spiders up.
Oh, look.
Spread the word quietly. I'm gonna try and sneak up there and attack them. As soon as you hear me attack, get in here and help me.
Is there anything in this room he can hide behind, or Brom can hide behind?
No, there's nothing on the bottom floor of the room. It's just kind of this.
I'm gonna back against the wall. I'm gonna cast dancing lights, and I'll say I've got my lights at the ready for to help
Illuminating.
everyone else see. Because Thornark, do you have dark vision?
I think everyone but
Everybody but Takia.
Well, I'm gonna have my dancing lights. I'm gonna just kind of like hood them, if that makes sense, to try and block the light. And then
Okay.
at the prescribed moment, I'm gonna just throw them up in the room, and I'm gonna just dazzling lights on
I
them.
wish I had shadow step. Like it's like bam right behind them. Cool. That's okay. One day.
Okay, let's get your checks.
Which first?
Let's do the stealth check first.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 26.
Okay.
Thornark, how close are you to me?
Okay, and then
How close?
Acrobatics.
How close do you want me to be?
Natural 20.
If you're within arm's reach, I just might climb up your back.
28.
parkour. So you get up into the rafters.
You're like a
Surprisingly, none of the spiders seem to have noticed you at this point.
Shouldn't touch the ribs.
So these are going to count as the rafters up here. So this is going to be 30 feet up, and this is going to be the ground level.
Got it.
You know, just in case we get into combat or anything.
Oh, if I were aware of the open palm, open hand, I can push them. I think it's 15 feet when I attack. I could have knocked one down for you guys to go to town on.
Could
Eject.
just one off the
No,
wall.
I'll tell you straight up how that would happen. Giant spider falls down, Brom's
out of there.
and he would jump out the nearest window. It doesn't matter how high.
So each of these rafters here, which you don't get a good representation of because I am a bad artist and didn't grab my markers.
I have markers. Of
Yep. Oh, you do have the markers, don't you? Yay! Hooray for markers! Each of these rafters is about 10 feet apart from one another.
Okay.
They're just kind of very basic. Just like watch one be fine.
My dancing light is my concentration, so.
Yes. It's just going to be a very simple pattern. Very simple.
You know what else would be funny?
Okay. So you land on the lowest rafter
You have Shadow,
right here.
Or Thunderwave. Just have Thornock. Get their attention. Have
Is everybody else moving into the room at this point?
No, I told
Fall
him to
back
wait
down.
for me to attack.
Call them stick throats.
Alright, so let's see.
Alright, we are waiting to attack.
So you see
we're attacking.
I'm just afraid
there is a
Fireball
spider
is over
here,
There's spiders.
and then there's one
No big
right
deal.
here. That's
Be
probably
okay.
the closest one.
Hopefully-
Don't
to
freak
you.
out.
Okay.
You need to calm down. I'm
And
sorry.
then you do
Bro.
see.
Bro, are you
Yeah.
okay?
Son of a...
Here, I found this brown bag.
You see a
Just breathe
third
into
over
it.
here.
Okay.
That's what.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. You guys ready? I'm gonna attack.
Let's do this.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So you're gonna move up to
That guy.
this one. So you're on the lower rafter here.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I was thinking about it. Would you be okay if instead of green,
Oh, no, it's
if the
not
light that
bodies,
was
it's
coming
gonna be
from my
spiders.
like fists and feet was blue?
Blue? Yeah.
I thought green was a little too matchy. Like I'm already wearing green. That's I need like Anyway, thank you. Okay.
Like the
So wait, I'm sorry. Did everybody else say they were coming up at this point? Like they're coming up into the room, or you?
I'm basically like a hairline from jumping on the
All right.
Thornock's
So
back.
none of you are here yet.
I get where I can see up the thing we just like.
Kill it.
So at this point, we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative, and then Ari's gonna get a surprise.
Oh my gosh! I need new dice.
7. Crap. I needed a good roll there. At least I'll get initiative, but still.
Okay.
My plan was to whatever. I was gonna try and attack him and then like jump down and come out and draw him out. You know what I mean? With one of them
That's what I was
heavily.
thinking. And then you can
heavily
take action,
damaged.
throw him up, have him do his thunder wave, catch him when he falls down.
You couldn't see how many spiders there were?
There's 3.
There are 3.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I can't tell you that.
No.
That's what I'm seeing.
Oops, my bad.
It's okay if you look at the
If
map.
you look at the map,
Oh my goodness, those are 3 giant spiders.
Okay.
What are those
Lunar.
up here? 8?
8. Braun.
13.
Ari.
7.
Akio.
5.
And,
I'm gonna be dead by the time anybody gets a move.
and Thornock.
You're gonna come up and they're just gonna.
Natural 20.
They're gonna have you in ball.
So
I don't
that's
think you can
total
crit
20,
initiative.
or what's your total? Then.
Natural 20.
Right,
So
but
what's your total on initiative?
Oh, 21.
21. Okay.
I love it.
You need an exact number.
if you crit on initiative, you should get 2 turns.
Says the person getting 2 turns because of the strike.
I want 4 turns.
Not asking.
Double
I guess it would be 3.
I just want to kill all the spiders before they know I'm there.
Right?
Should be easy.
Don't worry, we got this.
And just
It'd still be a funny prank to put the thing on and arcane lock Ari in there, but
If by funny prank you mean let's kill Ari.
Guys,
Oh, wasn't that funny? Here, let's bring him back to life.
Remember that one time we killed Ari? That was
We gotta wait till we have.
practical jump down round. Classic.
We gotta wait till we have Revivify or something.
Yeah. Well, I've got my medallion,
That's true.
but they'd probably like eat me. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
like,
Now that I
come back
know
to
there's
life, you might eat
spiders.
again, come back to life.
Like, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
All right, Ari.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your surprise attack.
Okay. So, with advantage, right?
Uh-huh.
Natural 20.
On the first.
Roll again in case you get 2 natural 20s.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter. So this one is 12 plus. Where's my 17? 17 damage.
17 damage. Okay.
With a crit. Second attack is a 23
That will hit.
for 11 damage.
Okay, so you 1-2 punch into the thorax, and it slices, or it just like punches right through it, and the thing lets out a horrifying shriek and just topples off the side and collapses and kind of does that spider curl up.
Okay, can I move up and finish my
So I will need an athletics check for you to jump up to this row up here.
Rom takes 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
It's okay.
9.
9. Yep. That's
Not acrobatics.
not acrobatics. Yep.
Okay.
That is. That's enough. That should be enough. It's like 10 feet. So are you going over to this one? Or
Which one's closest to the door at this point? Or are they the same?
the trap door is right in the middle of the room.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So I'll go to Home Slice.
Home Slice. Changing his name. Hang on. Home Slice.
Okay, so these attacks are so 19, so 27
Okay.
for and I'm spending a key point. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I figured you
by
would be.
attacks. Hopefully that was clear. 11 damage.
11. Okay.
And I want to try to stun it.
Okay. So it's
a
a
key point.
It's a Constitution save,
And
right?
it's a Constitution of 14.
He makes his Constitution save.
Okay, that's okay. I can try again if I hit. That's a
Zip.
It is a Z.
21
That'll hit.
for
D20's heads.
also 11 damage.
Also 11 damage.
Also known as the
And I'll spend one more key point. Yikes! I'm going through my key very quickly.
And that's for.
To try and stun it.
And it makes it save again.
All right. And that's it. Then I'm done.
Okay. At this
guy's
point,
almost dead.
they know that you're there.
Yes.
And we'll start at the top of the round. This one is going first, and it's going to skitter along the the beam.
Skitters.
I got beat with the 21.
Yep.
This is just like in The Hobbit.
Except the elf is the one getting attacked instead of saving.
Bilbo.
Yeah.
And that's a 21 to hit you.
Hits.
And what it does is it actually rears back, and this line of webbing attaches to you, and you go off balance, and you fall over the rafter, and you're hanging upside down at this point. So you are restrained.
Okay.
Like using drunken fists.
Until the webbing is destroyed or you break free.
Okay.
So it's got, and then it'll come down and it'll come down onto the other side to complete its movement and start approaching you from the bottom. And then it's Thornock's turn.
I rush straight in, and I'm going to attack the nearest one.
Hey, the nearest one is 30 feet above you.
Maybe 25 by this.
Yeah, 25. Yeah.
Is there a rafter that I can hit and knock it down?
And me too.
Yes, there is. I mean, yeah, if you want to. How are you going to hit the rafter though? It's up 25 feet up as well.
I'm going to use my javelins.
Javelin time. This is not as cool music.
Okay, go ahead and throw your javelins. And that's, I'm assuming you're throwing at the one that's upside down approaching Ari, who is hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And better.
Let's go to the other.
18.
18 will hit.
Can't kill him in the middle of battle.
I know, all of a sudden I was like, it was like a sci-fi bar. It was weird. I was thinking, yeah, pretty much that.
9.
9 damage. Okay.
And then I'm going to pull out another javelin because I have 4 of them.
Okay. What is the range on javelins, by the way?
I think it's 60 feet.
It's either 30 or 60. I'm not sure.
Look that up. Go ahead and roll your attack.
30 and 120.
So anything beyond 30 feet, okay, is disadvantage. So, alrighty.
16.
16 will hit.
5 damage.
So, Ari, it's kind of reaching towards you with its front legs, and all of a sudden, javelin,
Nice.
just attach it, and it shrieks and pulls it back and kind of rips the javelins out and everything. All right, and then the one that you killed is dead, so he doesn't get to go. Brum.
Okay.
Scurious.
Can we see them from where we're standing?
You can see the one upside down.
The one that's hanging upside down?
Yes, mostly because it's shrieking now and kind of not really
You're kind of
trying to
freaking out?
hide.
Okay. I'm freaking out. It's huge! And I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. I'm sorry, Vicious Mockery on him.
Thornock and then Brom on the board.
And it's a Wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay.
And I'm just...
He does not make a
And
save.
the Vicious Mockery is just me squealing.
Okay, what? He doesn't make a save, so go ahead.
So the 2 plus my... that's 2d4. So 6, so that's 6 damage. And then it is that's psychic, and it is disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Nice.
Opposed disadvantage, and I'm gonna hide behind Thornock. Promptly, expeditiously.
Alrighty. Alright, and then it is Home Slice.
No.
Bring it on.
And he's actually going to drop down,
Oh my lord.
and he just kind of drops down.
He has disadvantage too.
Nope, it's face.
It's like the sound of a giant crab scraping the floor when.
Quick, give it roller skates.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do something because it would be so cool.
Thornock, here's the attack against you. That is a 12 to hit.
He's the guy hit behind him.
No.
Okay. He tries to bite at you with his mandibles, and you kind of just push him out of the way with your leg. Do the slow slide. You like push it on his head, and you just slow slide him back. No.
Jump
Lunera,
spider.
it is your turn.
All right. Let's see. So Ari is still restrained,
Yes,
right?
she is dangling by a thread, as it were.
How do I find out how far I can throw a weapon?
Which weapon is it?
Just a hand axe that I've got in my bag.
I believe a hand axe is 20.
Okay.
I want to say hand axe is 20-60, so you can throw it 20 feet without any sort of advantage or disadvantage penalties, and then 60 feet if you want to do it with disadvantage.
You don't want me to cut you down?
Probably fine.
All right.
She just sounded British, but it's cool.
All right. Well then, I will not throw an axe.
Okay.
I will go ahead and make my way to Home Slice.
Okay. You're gonna
And-
come up the trap door. We'll put you right next to Home Slice.
All right, and I'm gonna make an attack.
Okay.
Oh. 6 plus 6 plus 6, 12.
12 will miss.
Yeah. All right, that's what I thought. All right, other attack. Here we go. 12 plus 6, 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. Wait for it. For 5 damage.
5 damage is enough. You come in and you bring the axe down, and it just clomps it in the head, and he skitters a little bit as he's trying to get away. but he's gone.
See ya.
See ya. All right, and then. All right.
Okay, so what do I have to do to try and break out?
You need to roll me a strength check.
Strength check.
Yep, to break through the weapon.
Like a saving throw or just a check?
Just a strength check.
Okay.
Check out my
I
melody.
don't think if there's anything else I'd rather do. I guess I can't. I mean, I can't attack. I can't do like a minor illusion.
Let me see what. I don't know if restrain makes it so you can't attack. I think it just makes it you have disadvantage on the attack. Speed becomes 0, can't benefit attack rolls against the creature have advantage, then the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
And then you have a disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Okay. I'm not going to try and break out. I'm just going to try and kick this thing.
You kind of like, it comes at you with one of its legs and you push off of it, and then as you're swinging back, you go to deliver a punch. So it's going to be disadvantage?
Disadvantage. Okay, so first attack, well, that's going to miss. It's a 4. Second attack is also going to miss. It's a 3. And my final unarmed strike attack.
Oh.
Natural 20 on the first roll, and that is a 16.
The 16 will hit.
Sorry, actually 17.
Yeah.
And so it does 8 damage.
8 damage. So you swing, you come swinging back, and it kind of bats you away and starts wrapping you up again and again. And it brings you closer, and as it does, you just punch your hand up right through its head, and it just drops from the ceiling. Okay.
Wrap me up in webbing.
I say, glad I could be of assistance. And I put my wand away.
Oh, it looks like you guys got this.
And then another creature hisses from the shadows.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I take my wand back out.
Another. Let's see.
Oh no.
Do I get another one?
I'm assuming those were baby spiders.
Oh no, here come
Megalons.
Honestly, Thornark,
because I'm still tied up.
What's more terrifying than a spider? A shark.
a flying shark! A spider shark.
Oh my gosh, it's a shark with 8 legs!
Spider clown shark.
So 2 more appear from the shadows that nobody saw.
Sharknado.
And the first one, which I'm labeling Kaiju.
And the other one,
Kaiju.
it's gotta be Sharknado.
Kaiju and Sharknado.
Shark spider.
Shark to the heart.
Is going to make an attack against Braum.
Do I
So
see
they
it?
drop down behind him.
Yeah, they basically crawl down the sides while this combat is going.
I'm just my chat.
You know, slowly creep.
Okay, that's going to be a
Yeah.
And I just hear it behind me.
1d4 to hit.
I hate spiders!
So there's one. You all of a sudden just hear this chittering behind you, and then something
spiders.
jams into your shoulder.
No!
It deals
I've seen this movie before.
4 piercing damage,
Okay.
and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no, don't get poisoned.
Constitution saving throw. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay.
Fart.
So you take
Yes, natural 1.
6 poison damage.
Okay, whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You should poison him back with your dagger. Poison me, I poison you.
Right.
And then the other one is going to attack Lunera. And that's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Ouch, these guys are strong.
Jiggity Christmas, man.
Well, they did get advantage because they had stealth.
Oh,
So
that's true.
Don't forget, whoever has inspiration from last time.
10 piercing damage.
Me.
Because I forgot.
Okay.
So minus your 3 for your armor.
Does it just give me advantage on...
You can advantage on a roll, or you can negate disadvantage.
Okay.
And then
Once.
I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Intelligence, charisma,
Okay.
and multiple poison.
16?
16. You make your save, so you only take 1 poison damage. And then it is Akio's turn. Akio, you look up at the trapdoor and you see there's 2 more spiders right next to the trapdoor.
An additional 2 from
No,
the 2
like
that...
you're down here and you see these 2 spiders.
Okay, how they're 30 feet from me, or?
No, these spiders are about 10 feet from you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay.
Right in between.
Okay. And how many people can you sculpt your spell around?
Oh, that's right.
It's my... Oh, that's a good question. Let me I think it was 4, but let me just double check.
Cloak up. Batman style, you know?
Right.
Okay.
Sculpt spells. You can create pockets of safety within effect of your evocation.
Is Shatter an evocation
is
as well?
equal to 1 plus the spell's level. It's a level 2 spell, so it's 3.
3. And then is this an evocation spell?
Yeah. Good question. I think it is. Let me check. Yes, it is evocation.
Okay.
So they should be safe.
Yep. You can go ahead and sculpt
Okay,
around
so
all of
they
them.
need to make a Constitution save of 14. And we're gonna take 3.
Fails and fails.
9. 15.
They take 15 damage.
Yep.
Okay. They both let out horrifying shrieks and kind of.
Are they knocked back with this one, or is that just thunder?
That's Thunderwave.
That's the way. This one.
Shatter only does it for things, objects, items. You don't have.
Yeah, items are destroyed.
Anything that's inorganic just shattered.
Like that priceless jade statue over there. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
That's what the loot.
That's the base of 10,000.
yeah, we can pick up the pieces and sell it as powder, jade powder. It's probably worth something.
The urn of whispering warriors.
Someone broke that.
All right. Anything else that you want to do, Akio? Close the trapdoor.
No.
Arcane wall.
I will climb into the trapdoor.
Okay.
Actually.
Brave amendment.
But maybe like 5 feet
I would
back,
say.
actually. I'm right up to the trapdoor.
Okay.
But I don't want to go inside in case they try to bite me. And I'll stay there.
Alrighty. Then it is the top of the round with Thornock.
Finish them.
Take me to the closest one.
You are next to the closest one,
I'm gonna murder it.
which is both of them.
Already there.
Okay. So left or right, shark or kaiju?
Let's go shark.
Okay. Sharknado. Go ahead and roll me the attack, sir.
Oh boy.
It was a 19.
Kill.
That'll hit.
Ranged weapons master.
Yeah, this is with my great sword.
Yeah.
I was like, he has ranged weapons master already.
He reaches into the tube of holding it and goes, great sword, and just pulls it out.
One motion.
If I wasn't so terrified, that'd been awesome.
So that's 12.
Okay, that's enough to kill it. And he slices one of the spiders in half that's rearing up and shrieking. And then his other attack.
And we're covered in spider guts, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Blah.
Mostly Braum. Because he's hiding right
It's
below.
a little.
That'll hit.
Ew, it's all steamy.
10.
Okay, that is not enough to kill it, so it is still
Braum.
So close.
so close.
Spray you off.
Braum, it is your turn.
We'll dangle you up and dry.
Okay, Braum keeps his cool a little bit.
Those are the best rolls, the ones that you're
Borderline,
like, this is to
he's
make sure I don't freak out.
He was gonna start stabbing whatever's close to him.
There's a spider right
Is there
in front
spider biting?
Yep.
I'm gonna draw my dagger and I'm going to lunge at it and stab him using the venomous dagger of venomness.
You poison me, I poison you.
And yeah, like the fight or flight.
Healed by poison.
The fight or flight is like
Like how golems get healed by lightning.
so. It's gonna be DC 15
15?
on Constitution. And
You have to attack.
Yeah, you have to hit with the
yeah,
attack.
that's right. So
I don't think
5 plus 6.
11.
Oh.
No.
So I'm just be swinging wildly.
Get away! Get away!
Like
You are a little freaked out.
Just trying to get him to get away from me. Like
Just a
you come
little.
close, I'll stab you. I'll make you regret it. I'll make you bleed. When it makes me bleed my own blood.
Home Slice is dead. Are you going to move, Braum?
I am
away.
going to move my full distance in wherever directly away from.
Okay.
Out of the trap.
You're going to go ahead and take an opportunity attack for that?
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over to the back side of the room. And here's the opportunity.
I'll be like sliding around in the goo and like, get me over here.
That's a 13 to hit.
13?
Just
hits.
Just hits.
Oh.
So
my AC is 13.
that's 11 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And give me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Don't die.
Black changes. And Constitution save 18 plus the other.
Okay, so you're gonna do half damage. So you take 5 poison damage.
5 poison. Okay, you're good. And I'll just keep running. Boogie, boogie, boogie. GTFO.
And then it is Lunira.
Alright, I will go ahead and try and destroy that opponent. That Wescally spider.
Smash it.
Okay. Oh, that is a natural 20, folks.
Well, he has 1 hit point, so go ahead and just like rip off each leg individually or something.
If I can stab him.
We could do like the dwarves, we each grab one of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'll do. I'll say, everybody just grab a leg. It looks really weak. And then just...
Gross.
It looks really gross from where you're...
Yeah. I look down at everybody and I'm like,
Really?
disgusting.
Really, guys?
As I'm like swinging gently.
So you all kind of wait. Sorry, Thorndock, what was that?
I grabbed the head.
You grabbed the head of the spider? So everybody else grabbed like 1 leg, which there's not enough of you to grab all 8.
So he just grabs the head off.
Yeah, and then Thorndock's just like... Alright. So you all kind of wait around at the ready for a few minutes, but no other spiders appear to be coming at you.
Okay.
Yep.
I collect venom from the spider if I can. Into like a...
Actually, go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna see if I can pull out my flute. I'm just gonna play a little tune and I'm swinging. in time.
You gotta calm Brom down.
Brom's in the the hallway. He is trying to recompose.
Your swinging is like the metronome.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like in shock, like goo all over me.
19 by the
Big
way.
old holes in my neck.
19. Okay, just a moment here.
She's really got it.
And it just gets a tune stuck in my head. So as I'm squeezing the venom out, I'm like singing.
He's going to grab... Oh, shoot. I don't have a
Budgie is gonna
connection.
grab a recorder.
He's fluting, or she's fluting, and I'm like singing the Order of the Broken Spear song.
Remember, let's
We
be
broke
forgiven.
all their spears, those stupid dragon assholes.
Let's see here.
8%.
And we're 80% of the journey.
Alright, Rufus Priest, I'm going to switch over to the other laptop since it's a logical break. But thank you guys for coming through. See you next week.
Bye.
I'll
Stream is dying. See ya. You'll have to catch up.
Bye.